Okay, so let's unpack this. Today, we're diving into a really deeply human story.
Yeah, it's quite a quest, isn't it? Driven by, well, a diary, a visit to a place you wouldn't expect.
Exactly. And the surprising power, really, of just a single name.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine discovering secrets that push you beyond just understanding something.
Right, into this urgent, almost critical mission.
Yeah, to help someone you've literally never even met. That's the journey we're on today.
We're working from this really poignant personal narrative from
Right.
source material.
Yeah, it details this very emotional visit to a mental health facility and some incredibly revealing diary entries.
So the mission here basically is to pull out those threads. Love, loss.
Responsibility, yeah.
Yeah.
The things that bind these characters together and hopefully bind you to their story, too. So our deep dive starts with Deb and Avantika. They're heading towards this old mental health facility established way back, like early 1890s.
Right, and the source uses the term asylum sometimes, but also describes it as surprisingly well-kept. Expensive looking, even.
Totally. Fancy wallpapers, nice wood in the waiting room, which is such a stark contrast to why they're there.
Nivedita.
Nivedita. The notes say she mostly just communicates with smiles and only seems to really understand her brother, Ritam.
So there's this real sense of apprehension, you know? How do you even connect with someone like that?
Yeah, uncertainty.
What's fascinating, though, is how quickly that human need for connection just jumps out.
You mean with the ward boy?
Exactly. He's clearly seen a lot, and he just drops this observation pretty much straight away.
What do you say again?
Something like, I've seen many people die when they stop getting visitors.
Wow. That's blunt.
It is, but it's profound, isn't it? It just hits home how fundamental that consistent connection is, like attachment theory and stark relief.
More than just comfort, it's like a lifeline.
Exactly, a literal lifeline, almost biological.
And that need for connection becomes tragically clear almost immediately for Deb and Avantika.
At the reception.
Right, they find the register, the visitor log. Yeah. And there's only one name listed for Nivedita's visitors.
Ritam Day, her brother.
Every 15 days, like clockwork. And his last visit.
Just 2 days before the blast, the incident where he died.
And you just feel the weight of that land on Deb and Avantika. They realize.
She probably has no idea.
No idea. Ritam is gone. And the receptionist, totally oblivious, just confirms, yep, he always came alone.
If you zoom out for a second, it's this incredibly tragic irony, isn't it?
How so?
Well, Nivedita's so isolated, yet Ritam was this constant, dedicated presence. And now that presence is gone.
And the burden of telling her, or just knowing she doesn't know, it falls on them.
Yeah. And the ward boy's simple comment, Nivedita needs her brother, it just underscores everything.
It wasn't just emotional support. It was, like you said, life-sustaining.
It really highlights the immense difficulty around grief and loss for people who might process things differently, and the responsibility for those who witness it.
So they finally go in to see her, and the description is quite poignant. She's about 19, thin, frail, pale, sparse hair, sunken eyes.
But there's that detail, right? An inherent twinkle, like a last flicker.
Yeah. Initially, she just stares. Blank. Motionless. Deb tries smiling. Nothing.
And the ward boy, maybe a bit jaded, just says.
She doesn't understand anything.
But then Avantika does something different.
Right. She kneels down, takes Nivedita's hand, and speaks very gently.
About Ritam's love.
Yeah. Your brother, Ritam, loves you a lot, still does, and will always do. You are the most precious thing to him. Tells her she's beautiful, the best sister, kisses her hand.
And that initial assessment, she doesn't understand anything. It just shatters in that moment.
Because Nivedita smiles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her lips curve into a smile. Which makes you question, well, what is understanding? Is it just processing words?
Or is it something deeper, an intuitive connection? Feeling the love.
Exactly. It feels like a resonance that goes beyond just cognition. And the ward boy sees it, too.
He confirms it, right? She reacts to that name. Written.
Yeah. Suggesting she does understand, in her own way, the core of that connection, the love it represents.
And this leads to, well, a huge turning point. Dev asks a crucial question.
Did Ritam bring anyone else?
Yeah. Did anyone else ever come with him? The word boy thinks for a second.
And then remembers, yeah, Ritam often mentioned a friend.
Regini.
Someone who wanted to meet Nivedita.
And Nivedita's reaction to just hearing the name Regini is immediate and powerful.
Smiles repeatedly.
They ask her, do you know Regini? Like Regini. Want to meet Regini?
And each time the smile gets broader, radiant, consistent.
The ward boy is just stunned.
Yeah.
Says she never reacts like this. only to read him. It's completely unexpected.
It really makes you think, doesn't it, about how connection works. How did she form this attachment?
So much he's never met.
Purely through Ridham's stories, it says so much about his love, his effort to include her in his world.
It's like what did you call it? A parasocial relationship.
Sort of, yeah. An attachment formed through mediated experience in this case, Ridham's loving stories. It shows she can feel the love from people close to her brother, even indirectly.
This discovery just changes the whole dynamic for Deb and Avantika.
Instantly. The urgency just clicks up several notches.
They look at each other and it's decided we need to get Regini then.
Yeah. And the source mentions this moment of realization for them about their own privilege.
Compared to Nivedita, whose whole world, whose happiness, maybe even survival, seems to hinge on just hearing a couple of names.
It's intense. Avantika's really distressed. Finding Regini isn't just curiosity anymore.
No, it feels like, as the source puts it, a matter of survival for Nivedita.
Their mission is set. Find Regini. Plan. Search in Mumbai.
It's a huge shift in their motivation, isn't it?
Absolutely. They go from uncovering a story to taking on this direct personal responsibility.
It shows how seeing that kind of vulnerability can just galvanize you, spur you into action.
Like pro-social behavior, yeah. Moving from observer to participant because you feel you can make a difference.
And just as this mission takes shape, who shows up?
Shrey and Tiya.
Of course. And Shrey, being Shrey.
He confesses immediately. Followed them. Spoke to the ward boy.
And read Risham's diary.
Yep. Calls the burnt, crumbling thing freaking awesome. Leaning into his whole persona, fascinated by the complex, messy stuff.
He knew about Dehradun, Bhopal. He's clearly been tracking this. Now he's fully in.
And suddenly, that diary isn't just a historical record.
No, it's alive. It's the key.
It's the guide for their mission now. Understanding Ritam, understanding Regini, finding her for Nivedita.
It's like forensic work almost, using the past to navigate the present.
Exactly, and potentially change the future for Nivedita.
Okay, so let's get into Ritam's actual words. The diary, December 15th, 2010.
He's writing about a story Regini told him.
Right. She was out in Bangalore with her boyfriend, Nigel, and his friends.
And they were pressuring her to drink. A lot of pressure.
Even though she was clearly refusing, clearly uncomfortable.
And the thing that really got to Ritam was Nigel. Her boyfriend didn't back her up. He sided with his friends.
Yeah, that's rough. But Ritam notes he was proud of Regini for holding her ground.
But what's really key here is Ritam's perspective, his lens on this whole alcohol thing.
You mentioned something personal, right?
Yeah, he writes, I have not consumed even a drop of alcohol after that accident when I was 15.
Ah, so there's personal trauma there.
Absolutely. That provides critical context. His strong feelings, his concern for Regini's autonomy. It's not just an opinion. It's rooted in his own past. A kind of trauma response, maybe, making him hyper-aware.
Definitely colors how he sees the situation.
Hugely. His past is informing his present anxiety for her.
And you see his internal conflict right there in the entry. Regini texts Nigel, gets a reply, smiles. She thinks it's okay now.
She's relieved, probably scared he was mad.
But Ritam sees her smile and thinks that's a mistake.
Yeah, he's convinced. He writes, Nigel is not the guy for her. I am.
Oof, that's intense. He sees something deeper that she might be missing in her relief.
It's a classic example of different perspectives, maybe even cognitive bias, right?
How so?
Well, Regini wants things to be okay, so she interprets the text positively. Confirmation bias, perhaps? Seeing what she hopes for.
While Ritam, with his protective feelings and his past trauma,
He sees the potential danger, maybe an observer bias, filtering her actions through his own fears and feelings for her.
yeah, it makes you wonder how objective he can really be about Nigel.
Exactly. It's complicated. How much is genuine concern? How much is his own desire?
Okay, fast forward a few days. December 19th, 2010. Another entry.
Regini had been subdued. Ritam was worried. He goes to see her.
Finds her looking better, happier. Seems like things with Nigel are smoothed over.
But then the other shoe drops.
She confesses. She did end up agreeing to drink with Nigel a little.
Which must have just floored Ritam, given his history and his earlier pride in her.
Totally. And his reaction is really telling. He gets angry.
But at Nigel, right, not at Regini.
Exactly. Which is significant. He blames Nigel entirely.
And he has this belief, he writes, there is no such thing as a few drinks. It inevitably goes out of hand.
That sounds like it comes directly from his own experience.
Absolutely. It echoes his own guilt, his own regret about that accident. He's projecting his fear onto her situation.
Fearing she'll make the same mistakes, face the same consequences.
Yeah, it's almost like this, maybe a savior complex element, or just overwhelming fear of history repeating itself through someone he cares so much about.
And his internal struggle just gets deeper. He wants to protect her so badly.
He wants to tell her his secret about the accident, the thing that makes him feel like a murderer.
But he's terrified, not just of her judgment, but
Of losing her, that's the greater fear. Losing her connection if he reviews that vulnerability.
it's heartbreaking. And he observes Nigel, feels Nigel is changing her.
He has this strong belief. Love is about accepting the person as he or she is, not changing them.
He thinks Nigel is different.
Yeah, he writes, Nigel is in love with what he can make of her, not who she actually is. He feels like he's losing her to Nigel, that she doesn't have time for him anymore.
That really frames a fundamental difference in how they might see relationships, doesn't it? Reedham versus Nigel.
Absolutely. Reedham fears Regini losing herself, being molded. It touches on that universal concern about identity erosion in a relationship.
Acceptance versus transformation.
Exactly. Reedham is articulating this deep worry about her psychological autonomy, her staying true to herself.
So piecing all this together, what does it all mean now?
Well, the urgency to find Regini just intensifies, and it gets layered.
It's not just for Nivedita anymore, although that's huge.
Right. It's critical for Nivedita, maybe her only link left to the world Ritam tried to build for her, a world that's now gone for everyone else.
But it's also, in a way, for Regini herself.
Echoing Reedham's own unfulfilled wish to protect her, to shield her from what he saw as a potentially damaging path, from losing herself.
And just as we grasp all these complex layers, Shrey gives that little smirk.
Yeah, hinting he has a lead for Mumbai.
Adding more intrigue, more anticipation to this already high-stakes quest.
It's quite something. We started with this burnt diary, and it's led us down this path filled with such profound connection, deep love, and this really powerful sense of responsibility.
From Reedham's unwavering devotion to Nivedita.
To his intense protective feelings for Regini.
And now Deb and Avantika picking up that mantle, driven by empathy.
You really see the ripple effect of one person's life, their connections, and how past trauma shapes present actions in really complex ways.
And here's where it gets really interesting, I think. This story isn't just about the quest itself.
No, it's more a testament, isn't it, to how one person's love, their story, can leave such a mark that it actually compels other people to act.
Yeah, the emotional weight of these connections, even the unseen ones, the unspoken ones, it's just immense. It can shift people from being bystanders to being actively involved in someone else's life.
Life-altering involvement, potentially.
So what does this leave you, the listener, thinking about? As we picture Nivedita in that facility, finding her joy in just the sound of a name,
And Deb and Avantika heading off to Mumbai on this urgent search for Regini.
it makes you consider, how do we even define living when someone's happiness seems balanced on such fragile secondhand threads?
And what responsibility do we have, if any, for those unseen connections that others cherish? What does it really mean to care for someone, to protect someone in this messy, interconnected world?
Something to mull over, perhaps, as you go about your day.